What if you could own a piece of the world's eighth largest economy? What if you could invest somewhere where there's still space for growth? No, I'm not talking about China or India. I am talking about Brazil, a place where property ownership isn't just for locals. Sounds good, right? Well, before you start doing up floor plans and picking out curtains, I'll help you learn more about buying property in Brazil in this video. You see, here in Brazil, the only thing hotter than beaches and the arid lands of the Northeast is the real estate market. And guess what? It's open to foreigners like you. That's right. Whether you're looking to invest or just want a vacation home to escape those annoying winters, Brazil's doors are wide open to you. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's got to be a catch. Well, not really. All you need is a CPF. Aha! There's that pesky but all-important CPF again. As I mentioned in my earlier video about how to go about getting a CPF, this is the number that puts you on Brazil's individual taxpayers registry. And a CPF is absolutely needed to buy real estate here in Brazil as an individual. There are a few more things you need to know. First, the good news. You can buy residential, commercial, or investment properties without much fuss. The bad news? Well, if you want a sprawling ranch or a piece of land right on the border, you may have a few hiccups. But I'll touch on that a bit later in this video. Now, let's talk about the paperwork. You'll need your passport or your residence card, or CRNM as it's called nowadays, which is the National Registry Card for Migrants, for those of you who don't speak bureaucrat. You'll also need your birth certificate and a few other documents. If you're married, your spouse gets to join the paperwork party too. Fun times. Oh, and a word to the wise, get ready to become best friends with a sworn translator. They'll be your go-to person for turning your foreign documents into something Brazilian officials can understand. And what about financing your property as a foreigner? Yes, it's possible, but it's also not exactly the easiest task if you don't speak Portuguese. You'll need to shop around for banks that cater to international buyers and be prepared for a thorough credit analysis. Yes, they might peek at your credit history back home. Also, be ready to make a hefty down payment. I'm talking about 20 to 30% of the property value. Now, a quick heads up for those eyeing rural properties or areas near borders. These come with their own set of rules. If you want to buy land in prime agricultural areas, you need to know that that's only on the table for naturalized Brazilian foreigners or those with a permanent residence visa. And if you're looking at property in border areas, you'll need to get a thumbs up from the National Defense Council. Also, no foreigner or company that's majority owned by foreigners can own more than 10% of the land in any municipality. So robber barons need not apply. Oh, and for you beach lovers, here's a quick one. Maritime areas that aren't part of the condominium are off limits to foreign buyers. But don't worry, there's plenty of other sandy options to choose from. One more thing, when you're going through the financing process, don't be surprised if the bank asks you to take out some insurance. Life insurance and home insurance are often part of the deal. Think of it as Brazil's way of saying, we want to make sure that you and your new property are taken care of. Now, who do you think would be the best person to help you wade through all this stuff when trying to buy property here in Brazil? A lawyer, right? Well, you may be surprised to know that an accountant can be just as handy or even better. Which is why I tackle this subject in my next video. Lawyer or accountant, which is better for helping me get set up in Brazil? So there it is, guys. Buying property in Brazil as a foreigner isn't just a pipe dream, it's a real possibility. Sure, there are hoops to jump through, but with the right preparation and a good advisor by your side, you could soon be sipping caipirinhas on your very own Brazilian balcony.